Here with head coach Bobby Barbier on a rainy Wednesday because no midweeks it's going to rain. Hopefully a lot better weather ahead for the Demons. They head to Houston Baptist and off a very, very long weekend. Coach, they've all been long weekends in conference, but back-to-back doubleheaders. I think that may have told you about as much about your team, even midway through this conference season, as any weekend you've seen.
Yeah, it's tough, two doubleheaders, but we go back to the fact that, not this time last year we weren't able to play ball. So give us 100 doubleheaders if we have to do it, in order to get ball games in. I thought we played a really good team this weekend, and we did something that we hadn't done all year, and the starting pitching, wasn't as good, and a lot of that had to do with their hitters, and they did a good job with those guys, and we found a way to win a couple games, with tough starts, and then that fourth game, Donovan came in and threw as long as he has in his career, here, and threw 80 pitches and got us into the fifth inning, which was huge for us to get that second win on that last game. So it was something where we learned a little bit about ourselves, and like I told him before one of the games, we have to find ways. Good teams find ways to win in different forms, I guess. We've won a lot this year by keeping the score down and good starting pitching, and when those guys get on video a bunch, and teams start having a little different plans for them, and maybe just not as sharp that day. We got to find ways to win those games in different ways, different forms. So I thought we did a decent job with that.
Free bases always, when you convert, they're a killer. When you waste them, it's not a lot. But Larson Fontenot, did you have a magnet somewhere in that number 1 jersey? He was not hit by a pitch until Friday or until Saturday. He was hit 7 times in 2 days. I mean, yeah. I don't know that I've ever seen that, but just a guy that has, again, run with his opportunity a little different way this weekend, but he's on base. He's making things happen. He made a great catch in center field to end game 1 of that first doubleheader. You mentioned it, kind of work while you wait.
Yeah, I mean, Larson has sat over there and not had an opportunity most of the year. When he got it, he took advantage of it. He can fly, right? He can really run. So when he gets on base, he scores. And he plays a really good center field. So it was good to see him, and he fights to get on. Whatever way he can, and that's something that we need to do throughout the entire lineup, and just find different ways. And I think the last 2 weekends, the offense has been better because of that, because we've done a good job of taking those pitches down and staying in better counts, and finding ways to get on base a little more and getting a few big hits. So I'm very proud of Larson, that's for sure.
We've seen this movie before and I'm going to focus on one person now, Lenny Cooner. Lenny had a rough start in 19, still almost hit 300 for the season. Looks like he's rounding into form following that same script.
Yeah, I hope so. Lenny, he had a tough start like a lot of our guys have had. And, we talked about this a bunch, with the ice storms and the, inside for 2 straight weeks. And then went play a really good pitching staff who's been pitching it really well at Southern Miss throughout the year. That it can kill your confidence a little bit and get you kind of in a bad way. And it took us a little while to get out of that thing, and some older guys especially. And I was that guy, older guy that presses when you're hitting well and all those things. And hopefully Lenny's turned a corner along with some of those other guys that have, they worked hard. It's not about lack of work. It's just about not working out, and our game is like that sometimes. And proud of him, got the big 3-run homer to put the game away there in the last game the other day, but has given better at bats, circa the last 2 weeks.
You'll go down and play Houston Baptist in a unique situation in that there's no lights at Husky Field. You play 4-day games, including an 11 a.m. Saturday doubleheader. But this team, this program has, fortunately or unfortunately, been in this position before at HBU with an early morning doubleheader. So something you guys, you as a coaching staff, and Lenny was on that team, that played in that early morning doubleheader, and something that they can build on, but also the success you guys had in the final inning of the final trip down there a couple of years ago. Hard to build off that, but also a place where some guys have seen some balls fall and really had some good success.
Yeah, I think at this point it's just give us time to play, and nothing will surprise us now, and there's going to be weather, I'm sure, again, I think this weekend. So it's just got to be at least we don't have to worry about making decisions of when to play. But, I told Coach Moon we want to be good visitors, and whenever they want us to come play, we'll come play, and it's just, it's just a matter of staying prepared, not not sitting back and expecting something to happen and then being surprised by something. It's just staying prepared throughout the entire weekend. We're going to play 4 games, and it might be in 24 hours or it might be in 48 hours, but we're going to play 4 at some point.
Something that I think maybe, given what you guys have gone through and what everyone's gone through in the last year to 13 months now, you're used to it. You're used to adjusting. You're used to not necessarily getting what's always been there.
No doubt. I mean, that's one thing that I talk to pitchers about is that we want to have a good routine, right? We want to have a good, this is what I'm going to throw, this is what I'm going to lift, this is what I'm going to bullpen. But we also don't need to be so rigid to where we can't adjust from that routine. I mean, that we want to have a good routine and know what to expect, but also don't want to be so rigid that when you get a rain out, or when you get an earlier start, or when you got to be extended, or when don't pitch that weekend, that you can't adjust to it. Same thing for our team. I mean, our team needs to be the same way. Is that, yeah, we want a routine. We want to go say, but like today, it doesn't like we're going to be able to practice a whole bunch outside. And it is what it is. I mean, we got to be able to have a good routine, have a good plan, but be able to adjust from that. And I think if nothing has shown us that COVID has, and in life, I mean, there's be things that come about of this pandemic that be ways that we're doing things better now. As a society, but also as a team, and that we've learned from. Obviously nobody wanted to go through it, but we've learned a lot of things about ourselves and what we can do better and what we can do a little more efficient that maybe we didn't do in the past. So I think that's a good message for them for life, not just baseball this year.
All right, Coach. Thanks so much.
Thank you.